Hi you guys, and welcome back to the Crème Kitchen. It's exciting here today because we're gonna have Mexican food on the menu. I wanna do a fried potato and cheese taco. I know it sounds kind of odd, but it's a thing. It's called tacos and papas. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Look at me. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I want in it. I got a few things sitting out here. So we'll figure it out along the way. Let's get started. First things first, I need to cook my potatoes. I've got some russet potatoes over here. I'm gonna peel. I'm gonna put it in cold water before I start simmering them. And I am gonna add some garlic and dried chilies just to kind of mix things up a bit. I'm gonna peel about 2.5 pounds. I'm just gonna cut them in half and get them in my cold water. And then to add a little bit of spice, I'm going to add a couple of these chili pasillas. It's gonna give a really nice subtle flavor to the potatoes, and I might use them later on in the recipe. I'm also gonna throw a couple garlic cloves in there. This smells so good. I'm gonna take a couple of nice sized ones and I'm gonna throw them in the pot. Once it comes up to a simmer, we just want them to cook until they are fork tender, and I'll show you what that looks like, usually about 10 to 15 minutes. So while that's happening, I wanna make a really quick and easy crema so I can drizzle it over the top of these tacos. I've got 8 ounces of sour cream. I wanna add a little bit of half and half to this to thin it out just a little bit so it's drizzling consistency. I'll start with 2 tablespoons and we'll see what that looks like. I think that'll be perfect. To our thinned out sour cream sauce, I like to call crema, let's add a 1/4 teaspoon granulated garlic. Remember, I just want a hint of flavor to this. And a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. And now I'm just gonna whisk this to combine. Okay, our potatoes have now simmered for about 15 minutes or so. When I put a fork in it, it slides right off. That's how you know it's done. First things first though, I'm gonna get these peppers out and I'm gonna put them on my cutting board to cool. I took the garlic out with it. Okay, now it's time to drain our potatoes. They look fabulous. And I'm gonna set these off to the side as well. Now, you may be wondering what I'm gonna do with these chilies. When I can handle them enough, I'm gonna take them and split them open and just kind of get any of the extra seeds out. All right, I have a small saucepan. I'm gonna throw my garlic in there. I'm gonna throw my softened chilies in there. And then I'm gonna also put in there a can of stewed tomatoes. And that is it. That's all that's gonna go in my little saucepan. We're gonna put it over medium to medium-low heat and let that simmer. And then I'm gonna take my immersion blender and I'm gonna blend that all up into a lovely sauce. On to our potatoes. I'm not gonna do too much to this. We've got the flavor from the dried chilies and the garlic in there. I did not put any salt yet because I like to kind of taste that after so I get the right amount of salt and pepper, but I am gonna add a little bit more of that half and half in here just to give it a little bit of creaminess. I think about a 1/4 cup will do the trick. I'll put a few shakes of my pepper grinder in here. And potatoes love salt, so I'm gonna start with 1.5 teaspoons. We can always go up from there. And now we give it a little bit of a mash. just getting all of that goodness evenly dispersed. I don't really want to, I'm tempted to add a little bit more half and half, but I also don't want it to start oozing out of our taco, right? So I'll start with this. If you guys think you could add another, I wouldn't add more than like another tablespoon or two. While our red sauce is simmering, I'm going to show you how we're going to build the taco. I have some yellow corn tortillas, soft, of course. Before you start to fill these, let's warm them up a little bit and make them pliable. Wrap them up in a paper towel and put them in the microwave. I also have some slices of pepper jack. You could really use any cheese you wanted, but I thought that really gave it a nice Tex-Mex flair. And guess what, you guys? It's vegetarian. Cut these slices to fit. We'll figure this out. You just want to make sure that the cheese fits inside the tortilla. And then I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of potato filling. You don't want to overstuff. And then you're going to layer another piece of cheese on top. Fold it over. Give it a nice little press and then get it in your hot oil. And I'll just continue making. We have started frying our crispy potato tacos, and the whole time my red sauce has been simmering. So guess what? I'm going to use the immersion blender and I'm going to blend it all up so we have it ready to go. I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of water to my tomato sauce. It's thickened up enough that I want to actually thin it out just a little bit. All right, now that we got sprayed with lots of my red sauce, we can move on. If you don't want to do it that way, you can always use a blender, but just whatever you do, make sure you're doing it when it's not hot. You don't want your tomato sauce hot. I'm going to get all the toppings ready. I've already chopped up some nice romaine. Got to have something crunchy. How about some really beautiful radishes to go on top of our romaine? Look how pretty these are. This is not a taco you really eat with your hand, okay? This is a fork and knife taco. I'm gonna put our chili tomato sauce on top, our crema, and then I'm gonna garnish. All right, it looks so beautiful. I'm almost afraid to bite into it, but as most recipes go, you gotta give it a try, right? So I think that I will. Yeah, me. The crema and that tomato sauce, chili sauce, so good. The tortilla has a really nice crunch, but yet it's still nice and chewy and pliable. And then you add the radishes and the lettuce. It is the perfect combination. You need to try it. Okay. So good, right?
The kick in the
chili sauce.
That is so good.
That tomato chili sauce has got a really kind of a smoky flavor from the chili, but then the kick comes a little bit later. It doesn't happen right away, but it's really subtle. You guys are gonna love this. Please go make this. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. Take lots of pictures, and until next time, we'll be seeing you right here in this kitchen.